right, so for this first one, we're going to let u equal the x part, and then dv is going to be the sine of 6x dx. So then derivative of x is just going to be 1 dx. And then to get v, we want to do the antiderivative of this. That would be negative cosine, but we're going to need a 1/6 to adjust for the 6 that is in there. So negative 1/6 cosine 6x. Because there would be a chain rule where you would multiply on a 6, and we just need for those to cancel out because we don't have a coefficient here. So this is going to be u times v, so negative 1/6 x cosine of 6x minus, and then it's the integral v du. So these negatives are going to cancel, so this will be plus 1/6 cosine of 6x dx. And so this first term is just kind of there. I'm just going to copy that down. And then here we're going to need to do the antiderivative for cosine, which would be sine. And then we're going to need another 1/6 again to adjust for this chain rule here. So 1/6 times 1/6 would be 1/36. And then sine of 6x plus c. So let's see which choice that would be. Is that B? Yeah, so B for that one. All right, and jump in here if you have a question. So for 2, we're going to let u equal just the x, and dv is going to be the secant squared of x dx. So again, derivative of x is just 1 dx, and then the antiderivative of secant squared would be tangent. The derivative of tangent gives you secant squared. So this is going to be u times v, so x tangent of x, minus the integral v du, so tangent of x dx. So again, this first term is just kind of there. And then your antiderivative of tangent is negative ln, so the negatives are going to cancel, is negative ln cosine of x plus c. So let's see which one that looks like E. All right, this one, you know what, I'm going to write that a little bit bigger over here just so we can see it better. Integral f of x sine of x dx equals negative f of x cosine of x plus integral 3x squared cosine of x dx. All right, then what could f of x be? So they've kind of like done the integration by parts for us. It's just we don't know what this f of x function is, and that's what they're asking us is what could that equal? So we're going to let u be the f of x, and so du, I don't know what that function is, but its derivative would be f prime, and then the dv is going to be the sine of x dx. And so that antiderivative is negative cosine of x. So if we go to do this integration by parts, it's going to be u times v, so that'll be negative f of x cosine of x, which is what they have here, so that matches up exactly. And then it would be minus integral of v du. So the negatives are going to cancel, so this will be plus, and it is f prime of x cosine of x dx. So we're looking at how this matches up with what they told us it should equal. And so the first part matches perfectly, that's good. And then this second part, the cosine of x dx matches up, and then these two terms match up. So I know that f prime needs to be 3x squared. So f prime is 3x squared. So f of x is going to be the antiderivative of that, and that would give me x cubed. Derivative of x cubed would be 3x squared. So our answer is B for that one. All right, for number 4, for this one, I was looking at this yesterday. You automatically, well, I feel like I would want to make u equal x. The problem is if you make that the case, here, let me go through this and show you what happens. dv would have to be the f of x dx, and we don't know what that function is, so we can't do its antiderivative. So we're stuck there. So I know this is going to have to go the other way around. And that's kind of what I was saying last time about these problems, is if you try something and it doesn't work out, you're going to just have to flip-flop it, because it's going to, all the pieces are going to have to fit together. So I can do the derivative of f, that'll be f prime dx, and I can do the antiderivative of x, that would be 1/2 x squared. All right, so this would be u times v, so 1/2 x squared f of x minus the integral v du. So 1/2 x squared f prime of x dx. And let's see which choice that is matching up with. I think it's B, isn't it? Yeah, that looks right. I can do all the problems, and then when I go to like pick my answer choice, these all like look the same to me, and I'm like, which one is it? That one is B. All right, so for number 5, we're gonna let u equal just x, and then dv is e to the 2x dx. So antiderivative of x would just be 1 dx. Or I'm sorry, derivative of x would just be 1 dx. Antiderivative of e to the 2x, that would be 1/2 e to the 2x. E's antiderivative is itself, but we need a 1/2 in there to offset the 2. There would be a chain rule with a 2, and we just need to cancel it out. So this is going to be u times v, so 1/2 x e to the 2x, minus integral v du. So 1/2 e to the 2x dx. And so that first term is kind of just there. And this antiderivative is, again, going to be 1/2 e to the 2x. And 1/2 times 1/2 would be 1/4. And then plus c at the end. All right, so let's see which one this matches up with. What is that first one? A. Tell me that's not just me. Someone else has trouble with that too, right? Like you do the whole problem and then you go to look at these and it's like, which one is it?
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Okay, thank you. Making me not feel alone there. I'm always like, they all look the same. And aren't A and C the exact same, except this one has a plus? So that's just evil. They're just evil. All right. Because I would miss something on the AP exam because I would just pick the wrong choice by accident. All right, number 6. Table above gives us some values of f and f prime and g prime. They are telling us integral from 0 to 1 of f prime times g, that's 5. And then they want to know what this integral would be. Okay, well, let's start with this part which they gave us. That's going to be 5. So we're going to let u equal g of x, so that derivative would be g prime. And we're going to let dv equal the f prime of x dx. I don't have a space there, because I can do that antiderivative. The antiderivative of f prime would just be f of x. And again, if you got them mixed around the other way, you would get to a place where you wouldn't be able to fill in the next part, and you would go, I need to switch them back around. All right, so this would be u times v, so that's g times f, minus the integral of v g du. So that would be f of x g prime of x dx. And that was from 0 to 1. And so we're going to have to evaluate this from 0 to 1 as well. So let me put in a little such that bar. And they told us that this entire mess equals 5. So this part right here is what we're looking for. That's what they're asking us for. That integral 0 to 1 f times g prime, that's what we're looking for, that entire circled thing. So we're going to evaluate this and, you know, do 5 minus that stuff, and then we can figure out what it is that we're looking for. So let's do f of x and g of x evaluated at 1. We're going to do upper boundary minus lower boundary. So f of 1 is 4, and g of 1 is 3. So that's the upper boundary. Minus, and then we're going to do 0. So f of 0 is 2, and g of 0 is -4. Minus this whole thing, I'm not going to write that again. That's just the thing that we're looking for. That's like our blank. That's what we want to find. So this would be 12. Negatives are going to cancel, so plus 8. 12 plus 8 would be 20. So 20 minus what we're looking for is going to have to be 5, and so that would have to be 15. So this one is E.